CBS News senior security contributor Michael Morell is with us from Washington. He is a former deputy director of the CIA. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
What do these airstrikes tell us about what Russia is trying to do, and what is the risk of a wider war?
What Putin is trying to do here, Charlie, is strengthen Assad, prop up Assad. That's why he's going after the moderate opposition, because they've put Assad under the most pressure he's been under since the fall of 2012. The reason he's doing that is he does not want Assad to fall, because he really believes that if Assad falls, there'll be more instability in Syria, giving more running room to ISIS, maybe even having ISIS in Damascus. That's why he's doing what he's doing.
Does the U.S. believe that?
So I don't think Putin is thinking about this right, Charlie. He's absolutely right that if Assad leaves tomorrow with no follow-on government, then you're in a Libya kind of situation with chaos. But the U.S. plan all along is a transition from Assad to another government. That's what we have to have. That's the only solution here. And Putin has just made that much more difficult.
How does this complicate things? I mean, you hear President Putin saying that these airstrikes were to carry out terrorists. And in fact, U.S. officials say the attack was not directed at ISIS. If you look at the map where these airstrikes are occurring, gunships and airplanes are near the central city of Homs, where there are few, if any, militants of the Islamic State. Do the U.S. and the Russians need to get together quickly and work this out?
So, Nora, the risk, right, is that we're both flying in the same airspace, in the same country. You have to deconflict. And that deconfliction has to be every day. Every morning, the two sides need to get together and say, we're flying here, you're flying there. There needs to be that kind of dialogue. Hard to imagine that Russia and the United States are going to be able to do that every morning.
Well, do you deconflict if you only give 1 hour's notice?
You do not. So the record right now, Charlie, is that they're not going to do that. We need to pressure them to do it.
So he keeps saying that he's going after ISIS, but our intelligence shows otherwise. Why do they keep going with this narrative, Mike Morell?
Because they really are. I mean, go back to what I said to Charlie earlier. They really are focused on ISIS. But they're focused on ISIS in the sense that if Assad falls, ISIS grows, right? So they're trying to protect Assad, so they're going after all of Assad's enemies.
Mike, let me ask you about the historical significance of this. This is the first time Russians have conducted combat operations in the Middle East since the end of World War II.
Correct. They and the British invaded Iran right at the end of World War II to preserve the oil fields for the Allies. So one of the things, right, the primary focus of Putin here is protecting Syria, protecting Assad, right? The second is he's always wanted to be a big player in the Middle East, and this gives him that. So there's a symbolic aspect to this as well.
Thank you so much, Michael.